What's going on, everyone? Kama here, and I'm looking over the new patch notes because PTS just came up and we're about to jump into the game to check out the new champion. I have no idea what they do. Maybe I'll jump in there and just kind of show what they look like. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I will definitely have a video coming out very soon that is playing the new champion. So we're gonna skip over the champion, and this is like a first glance. I barely glanced over, like I barely looked over this, so I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. But this is the new champion. Cool. We'll hang on to that for a little bit. The main thing I want to go over is the changes of balance, bug fixes, LTMs, maybe something to get excited for, and I guess skins we can kind of browse over. Honestly, this is a pretty short patch page. Not a lot of stuff going on, but I'll at least give you my thoughts on the patches or the balances and whatnot. Okay. First things first, let's look at the sweet notes, or let's look at the sweet pictures. Soul Weaver Leon, pretty sweet. I thought that there was already a skin like this. She looks like female Raiden. She does. Can I get a zoom in on this? Okay, no, that's apparently like some add-on for the browser that I have. Anyway, can we like open a new tab and then hit Control Tab and then, well, you can see it. Wow, it looks great, doesn't it? It's the best. Need beam? I don't need beam anymore. Then we just have alteration colors. Yo, he kind of gives me oh man, I'm the worst that I don't know the name of them off the top of my head. Akuma gives me Akuma vibe, but I thought there was already a skin that looked very similar to this already in the game. It's Tiberius. Screw him. We don't care about him. Got some new skins. Please take one. We take multiple. Who's this? Demon Power. All right, don't know who that is. Female, it looks like. This loading frame, I kind of like it. Although I'm assuming it's not going to be blinking this jewelry here. Va2 has the Akuma similar. Oh, okay. So Va2 has a thing that looks very similar. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So we've got 3 new limited time modes coming in. Hole in one. Don't get too hooked. Get your aim right in this mode. All Makoas and ultimate dredge anchor use in a special unique map. In a special unique map, I swear if it's just like PDM map, I'm going to lose my mind. Don't be saying special unique map if it isn't a special. It's just literally that. It's a TDM map that we've all seen, but it's like got like the spawns cut off and it's just like the square of ridiculousness. Who knows? But I hope it's something cool. I was hoping for something with Makoa because I feel like if you gave Makoa like unlimited hooks or like really short hook cooldown, you could do a lot of fun things with it. So I'm excited for that. Stay aware of the TDM match in Dragon Arena with 20% reduced cooldowns and giant walls that drop from the sky. I read 20% reduced cooldowns. I said meh, and then giant walls that drop from the sky. And then if that's a way you're trying to make things interesting, is just have things that can randomly drop in and squish you maybe or do damage. Not a huge fan of that, but we'll give it a try. We'll give all these a try. And last, Ghostly Quarrel. Stay spooky. All players are Kasumi. Who's Kasumi? Oh, that's the new character. 35% reduced ability cooldowns in this scary mode. Ooh, it's very spoopy. I love this new Moji skin and also the overall limited time mode. You gotta play him to see him, but you know, at least we get an idea of him. Customization. I love this new Moji skin. I might be playing a lot more Moji. Wait, I'm imagining playing Moji. I will not be playing a lot more Moji, but when I get killed by a Moji looking like this, I'm gonna be like, damn, that's a cool skin. The Va2 skin looks sick, dude. What is this? And then Androxus. Quit trying to humanize Androxus. Everyone hates him. That's why he got nerfed. Nerfs coming up soon, and buffs. I don't know. Ooh. But this Va2 skin, I absolutely love. Too bad I'm booty with Va2. Booty Va2. But I'm excited. I'm excited for the new LTMs and, you know, these new skins look pretty damn cool. Balance changes. The most important things that we want to talk about right here. Androxus. Curse Revolver's been nerfed. Duration's been reduced from 1.5 to 1.0. Base damage has been decreased from 11 to 10. The damage increase per tick decreased from 1.5 to 1.0, and the reduced max damage per tick to 30 to 25. Now, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There are so many times that I get destroyed by Androxus, and I'm like, oh, the Curse Revolver, you know, Curse Revolver's busted. And then I look to see how much Curse Revolver actually did, and it's not that much, dude. Like, I think it's Androxus's damage that needs to be hurt. Now, of course, they're mentioning here in the actual developer commentary how they feel like he was doing too much damage from long range, I assume. So reducing the damage over time stats across the board to emphasize landing multiple shots to ramp up the damage to make it less oppressive and fight against. Maybe it was Curse Revolver that was kicking my butt. I don't know, but it feels like the damage is the same. Like, yeah, I can look at it and say, oh, the 80% of the damage that came in was from his base kit and not his Curse Revolver. But maybe that extra 20% damage turned his 4-shot into a 3-shot. And like 3-shot is bad. Like, we don't want those. I assume you have to hit a headshot with that one. Interesting change here. Barrick, the dome shield. Also, I approve of these Androxus nerfs. You know how much I think Androxus do be kind of busted. Barrick increased the dome shield's flamethrower turret range from 22 to 30. Note the forge fire flamethrower turret's range remains at 22. So that's the one that gives you the shorter ultimate. You can plop more down and it's just a turret that you walk around. Okay, so this is just the basic flamethrower inside the dome. And then also the flamethrower's turn is no longer destroyed on dome's destruction. That thing shreds, man. Like, this might bring in necessity of bulldozer. Probably not, though. Dome shield didn't feel as impactful as an ultimate as it should, so we increased its range and survivability. That's fair. I like this change. I think this is good. Barrick still considered a really good tank, and like this is just going to bring him up some more. Bomb King, here's a change that I was very much surprised by. Royal Subjects now reduces the ammo from 6 to 4. I think this is because like a lot of people would just think to themselves, why wouldn't I go Royal Subjects? What's the downside? I just get better AoE. Now there's a downside. There is a loadout card that increases your ammo, which I think you should be running anyway with Bomb King, like at a 1, 2, or 3. And this one just might make you need to bump it up to like a 4 or 5, maybe, or just deal with it. Because like, I mean, hell, 3 extra shots still puts you at like 7 shots. That's only a level 3 on the loadout. So I think it's fine. Bomb King's still slapping, and I'm always going chain reaction. I don't know why they thought his damage was too oppressive with all the ammo and whatnot with Royal Subjects, when it feels like it takes the explosion radius from that, right? Goes from that to that. Did you see me move? No? Okay. It's because blast radius isn't a thing in this game. We all know it. Caspian. Here's some crazy changes. Here's some good change. Storm of Blaze now refills Caspian's ammo when cast. This is ultimate, I assume. Yes. The War, you increase the ammo count for War, which is his right click. But I think it in general just increases ammo count from 20 to 21, which means you get another left click out? Maybe? Something like that? Not sure. But it's a buff. And the biggest thing that I'm talking about here is the Deadly Momentum. Reduce the delay after a spin from 0.4 to 0.175. That's less than half. That's a spin where you spin and then you're like, ah! And then you can move, right? That's what it feels like when you're playing Caspian. Now it's more like a ah! And then you can move right away. And that's great. So I'm very much interested to see how that feels inside the training ground. We can actually try that out in a little bit. You know what? We can try it out right now. Take a short break. All right, here we go. Here's the test. Oh, that's so much better, dude. You can react to it right away. And it does look like his actual ammo was increased to 21, which means you don't have this odd number of ammo when you're spamming left click. Like you actually have 3. It takes 3. You get 7 shots now. Like at 20 made no sense because you couldn't take the last shot. Now you get 7 shots in a clip instead of a 6. So essentially those patch notes that says it increases his ammo count to 21 essentially just says you get 7 shots instead of 6. That of course is not in like taking into account that you might be right clicking, but who's right clicking when you can just go the Rogue's Gambit build and it's busted? Yeah. Seems good. Someone did commie math at high res. 100%. They're like, I like round numbers. Let's do 20. But every shot's an odd number. I'm sure it'll add up fine. It'll be good. Okay. But I love these changes to Caspian, and I hope this makes him feel. It does feel a lot better. I hope maybe we see a little bit more Caspian, see some more big brain plays. IO ability Moonlight, reduce the healing from 150 to 135. I didn't know IO was really good at healing. Apparently she is. Lifelink got increased, so this gives more incentive to go. Lifelink. Oh, I see. So Goddess's Blessing used to give DR. Now it just buffs up her healing by 15 per tick. So I'm assuming they thought that the Goddess's Blessing was overpowered. Too much DR. But they did buff a lifelink too to counteract the Moonlight. So it was just their way of taking out the DR. That's fair. Maybe it was just a staple. So her damage output as a healer performing too well. We've reduced Moonlight's healing to make her talent choice more impactful to her gameplay. That's fair. Prioritize the playstyle they want to specialize in. That's fine. I'm fine with that IO change. I don't really play IO. Ability, the Law. Reduce the pre-fire delay from 1.2 to 1.0. So your ult comes out quicker. And it now resets the cooldown of In Pursuit. What's In Pursuit? Lex.
Better spend these credits,
Is that your right click? Just read the commentary. It's your right click. Who cares? Who right clicks with Lex, bro? Come on. Who's right clicking with Lex? Let me know down in the comments and then go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. How dare you? How dare you? So now your ultimate resets your cooldown of your right click, which I think technically I would love if it reset the cooldown of your dash. So you could dash in, ult, and then dash out. Is that busted? I don't know, man. Dash don't go down far. You know what I mean? So I'd be okay with it. But the ultimate does fire up a lot quicker. It's 0.2 seconds. I doubt you're really going to be able to feel it, so that's fair. Moving on. Lex change buff. Don't use right click. Stop it, guys. Come on. Just hit your shots, man. Makoa, Leviathan now increases your movement speed by 20% for the duration of Ancient Rage. That's pretty good. Makes Leviathan a lot more sought after, right? Leviathan resets your cooldowns after you ult. Now it increases your movement speed by 20%, and then you also get heals, right? Swap champion, change champion, Makoa. Found him. Look at all that. Look at all those words. Like if I was a new player and I was looking at these talents, I'm like, whoa, Leviathan's got a lot of words, bro. I'm gonna choose that. I don't know what the hell it does, but I'm gonna choose it. Such a weird thing. Like I'm really thinking about it for Makoa. They're trying all these minimal changes and just like you get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that, you get a little bit of other stuff, and then Leviathan's fine. Hey, look, a kitty. Anyway. Cool. And then Barrier Reef, increase the damage required to trigger the effect from 800 to 100 or 1,000. That's rough. I feel like they just keep buffing Barrier Reef and then blowing it back down. Or like, you know, half shell, Barrier Reef, all that fun stuff. They're just like, we'll try to make it a little bit better. And then like, nope, never mind, it's busted. Makoa pretty strong. Not as strong. Oh, the Leviathan's stronger now. I don't know if it's going to be useful. The movement speed will feel really nice, though. Be able to swipe people out. Yeah. Octavia. Creeping Barrage. Ultimate no longer stops on death, so you can blast your ult and then die. I die a lot. I'm a big fan of dying, so that seems fine. And the distortion now starts when the ability ends. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Inversely, the distortion field imparted immense value by immediately going on cooldown, effectively shaving off 3.5 seconds off the base cooldown, potentially more card choice. With these changes to be less oppressive than constant combat. Okay, so they're nerfing it. I was like, I thought they were saying that it was giving you more card choices now, but before it gave you more card choices, now you don't get 3.5 seconds off your cooldown because the cooldown doesn't start until it ends, which makes sense because a lot of other abilities do that. So that's fair. Stop her damage spam, her dome damage spam. Yeah, dome is ridiculous. What do we got next? Pip. I'm a big fan of Pip. Mega Potion has reduced its healing from 130 to 100. Don't freak out. Right? Oh my god, no. Additional healing percent is now also applied to Pip healing himself. That's really good, man. That's crazy good, bro. This makes I can't remember the loadout card, but the one where you heal a percentage of what you heal them, like now it's so good. But the 130% is rough. Now, to be fair, think about this. Cauterize 3 heal with 130% extra healing, and then a Cauterize 3 heal with 100% extra healing. What extra healing are you getting out of it? Like 30 health, literally? Gift Giver, I think it was that. Yeah, you're right. So Gift Giver got a lot better. That's crazy good for Mega Potion. And I think in general, it just helps out with out of combat healing, especially if you throw a heal in on your targets or your people that are getting like under combat. Even if you get a cotted heal and you don't heal for that much, you're probably out of combat because you're chilling in the back around a corner and you just get full healed. It help you a lot with like a flank coming around the corner. It's very nice. I like this change. We'll see how it is. But the augments healing potion to now also apply a stacking 200 shield. Interest, a stacking 200 shield. I like that. I like shield in general because it's just like flat health that you don't need to heal, right? Does it get hurt by Cauterize? Does get hurt by Wrecker? But when you have such a small shield, it's like cares, you're going to destroy that shield immediately anyway. Like Wrecker's not helping that out too much. So I don't know. I'm excited to see how Pip feels. We shall see. Saw T, Blastback. Reduce cone size and effective radius by 5 units and the effective range by 5 units. And I literally talked about last time I played Saw T, I was playing with the Blastback and I'd never used it. I just like 3 or 4 shot everyone. Personally, I think Saw T needs to be toned down on damage a little bit. Same with Androxus, but what are you gonna do? It's a little bit of a nerf. Strix. This is one of the craziest changes I have ever read in my life because of a thing that I learned and I will show you here in a second. Crackshot now also reduces Talon's rifle damage from 1200 to 900. You get headshots back. That's great. And you also get perfect unscoped accuracy. Also, the talent Nocturnal now grants 20% movement speed while stealth. That's awesome. I've heard people say the Strix is the worst DPS in the game. I think he's fine. But here's the thing, perfect unscoped accuracy. I asked myself, I was like, oh, that's sweet. I would love to do a no scope challenge. It's going to be great. I'm great at quick scopes. I've always felt like I love doing it. I love doing quick scopes. I'm like, wait, do you get a scope? Do you get a crosshair if you go crackshot? As you can see, without crackshot, right? You don't get a scope. You don't get a crosshair. But word around the offices, I haven't tested this yet, but let's do it. Oops. Strix.
I should buy more
crackshot, standard. You get a crosshair. Bro, you get a crosshair!
Fire cannot kill a dragon. Sniper.
What?
Everywhere.
What is this?
That was a bit of a tough one, eh?
They do play.
Why go Sha? Why go Leon? Why go anyone? Know what I mean? They should have made it to where you have perfect unscoped accuracy, but also don't give me a crosshair. Or give me a crosshair, but don't give me perfect unscope accuracy. Because you know what a crosshair allows you to do? It makes it a lot easier to quickscope people. You know exactly where you're aiming. So it'd be really easy to go for a quickscope. Bing, bang, boom. I don't know. Give me one or the other. Don't give me both. I don't think Strix needs it, but you know. Infernal has claimed that she thinks it's the worst DPS character in the game, so fair enough. Moving on. The Nocturnal, I like that you have the bonus movement speed. It is what it is. I probably am going to be using Crackshot. It seems so silly. All right, Torvold. Hyper Beam can now be canceled after 0.5 second lockout by recasting the ability. That's nice. You're not locked into it. That's really good. And Thanks Grandpa now reduces the cooldown of protection by 1 second. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm pretty sure I was running Thanks Grandpa in the first place. So like, no, yes. Yeah, I was running Thanks Grandpa anyway. So this reduces the cooldown by 1 second, which means if you're running Chronos 3, what's the cooldown? You have 2 seconds of downtime. If the shield doesn't get blown up, that's a cool shield animation. If the shield doesn't get blow up, it dissipates at 2 seconds. So there's about a 1.5 to 2 second downtime between the shields with this extra second off. It's pretty sweet, man. Pretty damn good. I'm sure people are going to love firing at people being pocketed nonstop by Torvold. But the canceling is also pretty cool. V. Yes, the one and only V. We all know him. Grappling hook, reduce damage from 300 to 200, now no longer hooks non-frontline enemies. A lot of people are griping about this. This makes it so when a V tries to hook you, it doesn't throw you off. It doesn't do things to you. I'm assuming it still does damage, but whatever. People were upset that it was just like this really mobile Makoa, essentially. And now that's no longer a thing. He'll retain his behavior of hooking and dragging himself towards frontline champions. It will still hit and damage non-frontliners. So it'll just damage non-frontliners and he'll still pull himself towards frontliners, but he won't pull non-frontliners to him. I like that change. Explosive dodge, reduce the knockback force by 100, reduce the knockup force by 100. Wow. Homie's not gonna be zooming everywhere anymore, is he? Is that bad? That's gonna hurt him, right?
Time to take up.
What do we got here? Spring loaded, right? Yeah. And then spring loaded. No, we want maxed out. Basic. Zoom.
Reposition.
Do I feel it? Let's go Chronos 3. Let's see if we feel it. Here we go. What's my roll again? Right. I mean, I guess I don't play him that much to really notice it. But also, I thought that he could do that much more with Chronos 3. Did they nerf that a while ago? I don't know. I think explosive dodge, reduce the knockback force. So apparently it knocked people back. So I don't notice a difference between like the actual rolling, but is it the actual bombs exploding? It's for when you hit the bombs with an enemy. Okay, hit an enemy. Okay. So it's not so like, oh, there's bombs on my screen. Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. Overcharge, current we're still looking to be? Yeah. The ultimate will no longer fear enemies, but will deal 1100 damage. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So what's this? Is this the new version? Overcharge your grappling hook to now pull non-frontline champions to V. Reduce grappling hook's damage by 100, its charges by 1, and its cooldown by 2 seconds. That's so bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Overall, with these V changes, I don't think this hurts the overall, which I'm reading in chat here. Skill Up, he's saying, I seriously don't like going up against V with all that mobility spam. I think that's the main thing that people don't like about him is how much he can just zoom around. People tell me, Kami, I thought you would love V being able to like have a bunch of mobility. Don't you want everyone to have a bunch of mobility? Yes, I do. What I don't want is a bunch of people not to have mobility and then one person to have a bunch of mobility. That's just not fun. We're moving on to Victor. Second one, movement speed bonus now applied after hustle instead of during. Okay. Fair enough. Cooldown reduced to 10 seconds. It was a weird card to work around, but now it's a little bit easier. Fair enough. Vora, Harbinger's Wrath. If an enemy is killed during the stun before they execute, Vora is refunded 25% of the ultimate charge. That's good. Deadly Scythe, increased projectile speed by 10% from 275 to 302. Wait, what? Did she just get buffed out the butt? Hold on a minute. I feel like Vora is one of these volatile champions, where some people are like, she's brain dead easy, and other people being like, she kind of booty. And I'm like kind of in the middle, where I get dominated by people that are really good, and I'm like, she's got to be good, but then I play her and I'm like, she's not good. Like, what am I doing differently? Apparently Hi-Rez has thought that she deserved a buff. Her projectile speed went up, her damage went up, her tendril cooldown went down, her damage reduction while in Harbinger's Wrath. I do like that change. That's one change out of all of these. It's the extra 10% damage reduction, because her damage reduction is just like, it didn't feel like it was doing anything. She's not as tanky as she used to be, but she's also not like a sitting duck, although she does kind of zoom. So I am very confused by these changes, but we'll see how she feels. Probably pretty good. The last one, Yagarath, talent. Sight begets strength. Reduce shield per pulse, 125 to 90. Ability, devour. Reduce minimum distance from 45 to 30. So this is a nerf. This is a buff. This is a huge buff, and they keep trying to find a lower. So this makes it so when you want to ult with Yag, they can only be so close. It used to be like 60 or something, or 55, and then they went to 45, and then went to 30. So it means you can ult people closer and closer and closer to you. But it's gonna get to the point where it's almost just exactly what it was at before, where it's like you can still do a point blank. I assume that the duration it takes when you're pulling people that are really close is still like pulls real slow, like you're getting spaghettification into a black hole or something. That's good. I feel for him. I guess I feel for the issue of not being able to ult people point blank, but also like go playing Yag. That is all I'll say about that. And I like the fact that she got nerfed on the reduced shield per pulse. Less tanky. That pretty much wraps up everything. Let me know what you think about everything down in the comments. Do you agree with the Vora change? I'm scrolling down to the Vora change. Do you agree with the Vora changes? Do you agree? Do you like the pip changes? Do you like the pip changes as much as me? Are you absolutely confused and just lost for words on the Strix crack shot change? It's 900 damage though. So I feel like you're gonna have to hit a decent amount of headshots to be able to go with Shaolin and stuff. But who knows, man? I don't know. Doing flat big damage seems good to me. It gets people chunked and it gets people scared. But it's 0 damage fall off though. So is Shaolin. But Leon, I don't know, man. I compared it to Leon, but I almost want to feel like, I feel like this is maybe a little bit better of a Leon because of how much farther of range you can do with damage. This is gonna be one of the first characters I play, other than, the new champion. And look out for the video that will have the new champion. I'll go over briefly what the champion does, and then we'll go into some games. But that's another video. On that note, it's time for me to head out of here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna be one of those people who asks you to like and subscribe, so I'm not gonna ask.